Let's get it on.
So today we got to talk about the liveries
The liveries.
and then some testing news and things that happened with testing.
Martine, what happened?
So there's Martine's crash, Digi's crash, Rose crash that all got them. But first things first, definitely those liveries. So, welcome
for sure
to the MotoGrandPodcast 2025 season.
Woo!
I'm your host, Patrick Bailey. Joined with me, as always, is...
Yeah, boy! Caleb! What's up?
We're back.
It feels so good, baby. It feels fantastic. I'll tell you what. I've been itching for this shit.
It's good to be back. I'm in my track house shirt. I'm in the racing spirit. It's race season. Race season is back. You know, the IMSA's been going on a little bit. Supercross, getting us warmed up.
We're here. We're queer, baby. We're fucking ready. All right, let's get it.
So I think we're gonna start off with the liveries, and we have a little tier list set up for you guys. So we're gonna switch on over to that real quick, and we'll see you guys at the tier list.
All right.
Okay. Cool. All right. So we got the tier list. We got it pulled up. We got it all set up. We got starting with Aprilia, then Ducati, then KTM, Yamaha, and then Honda to round us off.
I'm gonna be honest. We're kind of starting off a little hot.
We are starting off a little hot.
Starting off a little hot here.
But all right. To do a quick review of our scale here on how we'll be grading these. So obviously, number one, it's an absolute fucking beaut.
Fucking perfect.
And I think y'all already probably know, based off of last year, at least one of those that's already gonna go in there. But after that, we got she purdy. You know, she real purdy. Like
she real good, but you know she ain't a fucking beaut, but she's good. You know
she gonna have to cook good. You know.
She better fold the fuck out of that laundry. Tell you what.
And then we got. I mean, it's all right. Like neither good nor bad. It's just kind of middle of the road. You know.
All right.
And then we're on the downside. Meh.
Kind of dog shit, but just they're lucky they're not the worst of the worst. Let's put it that way.
Right. And then the worst of the worst. Mega ass. Like, get off my screen. I don't like it. But
go home. Go home, try again.
All right. I keep doing hand motions like y'all can see me, but regardless.
It's just our voice, baby. Make the hand motions with your vocal cords. Come on. All right.
All right, so starting off, number one, we got...
Dude, I mean, I think we both know. I think we both know where we want to put this.
I mean...
Girl.
No doubt. No. It's absolute fucking beaut. Especially with the number one plate. I know that hurts you, but...
It makes me want to cry, but dude, I can't even fucking hate them at this point.
They're just so pretty.
They're so beautiful. They're winning. All right, they're winning, and I don't like it, but I have to accept it. I have to accept it.
So when they dropped the press release of this bike, I swear to you, I looked at it for a solid I don't even know, too long.
Way too long. Dude, it was you sent it to me on Instagram and I was like, holy shit. That thing's beautiful. It's just I don't understand these guys, they just keep one-upping themselves. They're just doing better when it comes to everything around the sport. They're winning, like, race-wise and just style-wise, and I hate it.
We'll see what happens with this year. That'll be interesting to see. And we'll get into some testing results and some news drops about that. So it might be an interesting season. But one thing's for certain, that livery is an absolute beaut. All right.
I went back to look at the DMs. All I said back was that Aprilia bike is just fucking beautiful. That was my entire response to what you said to me.
Initial reaction was absolute beaut.
Dude. And then, of course, the next bike. Look at that shit.
The next Aprilia. Now, okay, I want to give them some style points because they matched their NASCAR. They matched the NASCAR car livery. That's
yeah, but like
that's a hard thing to say. NASCAR car livery.
Should you just not say the second car? Should it just be a NASCAR livery?
No, because it's not all NASCAR. It's just because it's one specific car.
The NASCAR car.
Regardless, this is a MotoGP podcast. We don't care about NASCAR here. But
all I gotta say is it better look better on the car.
It does.
Yeah,
I will say
sense.
It do look real good on the car, but
on
the bike,
dude, I'm borderline mega ass. I'm borderline.
I'm not at mega ass. I'm not at mega ass because I do like that blue. I do like that blue, and I mean y'all see my shirt, so I do like the blue.
All I gotta say is they're lucky.
I think
there's one more on here I like less than them.
I think if they would have taken the yellow out, then she might have been an absolute beaut or fucking sheepurdy, like with no yellow. But I don't like the yellow.
It just doesn't mix well on the bike. It's too small for it to have
the bike. The bike looks like it just needs to be black and blue.
Yeah, dude. If the thing was black and blue, this thing would definitely be up and then she's purdy. I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But the one positive about this is that it's way better than last year's. Like I did not like the American flag.
No
colorway.
The good news is we didn't have to see it all that often.
That is true. It was pretty far back.
Yeah. Which honestly, that was like the one prediction I think I got right.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, I said Pecco was three-peating all year even when he was down.
He almost did though. I mean he almost did.
It was as close as he could make it there at the end. He whatever. We'll get back. Not time for that.
We're talking beauty right now.
We are. So I'll let you have meh. I'll let you have meh just because I want mega ass.
All right.
There's another bike that deserves mega ass. I'll tell you that.
All right. Next up, we're gonna start factory. We're gonna start factory Ducati.
Listen. All right. Honestly, you know me. I love the red and black factory Ducati.
I like the red. Red. The red and black is always purdy.
I want to put it in absolute beaut, but I'm not. Just because they don't switch it up. It's the same shit all the time. Like I get it. Once you're perfect, why you gotta switch it? But I like to spice it up. I don't think they deserve that top dog spot right now. Also, because Martin Marquez is on it, so like it kind of just knocks them down a little bit.
And there's no number one on it to add that little.
No number one. They have Mark Marquez. Like they're pissing me off. They're making me mad.
So we're going off bias here because this is
very
our
much
show,
so.
And we're not professionals.
No, even if we were, we would be very biased.
I like a sheepurdy because she is pretty. She's pretty. She real pretty.
Black and red, I don't think can ever get old on a bike. It's such a perfect color combination. Like if you see a red and black bike, you're just like, that shit nice.
That's Ducati staple. That's a Ducati staple.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. There's not much to say about it. They don't really change it up, but
Sheep herding.
I'll always love it. I'll always love it.
We'll rock with the sheep herding, and I like that.
For sure.
I like that.
For sure.
Now, Grassini, I'm somewhere between. I mean, it's all right and meh.
Honestly, I don't know where I'm standing on that one. I think I'm more on the it's all right, but depending on what we end up putting in the it's all right, I might have to bump that thing down.
I can agree. For now, we'll leave it at it. I mean, it's all right for now. Because I mean,
just because it's a good color.
I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's all right.
They're also not changing it up that much. You know, it's
I mean, I like the silver accents on it. I think that works, well.
I agree.
But I'm still not a fan of that blue, or purple, or
it's like
lavender.
It's on the verge. Like I'm on the verge of liking it in a way. It's weird. Like I don't like it, but I don't hate it. I'm just kind of like in the middle where I'm like, you know what? It looks kind of cool. Like I get where they're trying to go with that, like, color, but I think we just leave it. I think we just leave it in the middle for now. Maybe we change that. I don't know.
Fair enough.
But oh god, look what we going to now.
I need a second. I mean, it clear cut.
Rossi, baby, what are we doing, Rossi? What are we doing? What are we doing?
I mean, this
is back-to-back dog shit.
I will say
back-to-back.
I mean, it's an improvement to last year because there's less yellow, and if you look at the front of it, they have like their numbers underneath their numbers and like a cool accent, and it's kind of cool. But like,
I don't like it.
I can't stand by the yellow and white.
But I'm gonna be honest. I do not like the 46 being under the other number. I don't like it. I don't think that's cool.
Yeah,
I think in a way it almost takes away from the actual rider.
I mean, it's almost like they didn't need the number on top of that number.
Exactly. It's like I don't know. I'm not. I love Rossi. Rossi's cool. But
Rossi's the guy. But he needs to hire.
I'm not rocking with bikes.
He needs a different designer.
For sure.
Especially with the side design, like the red, the blue, like like the sponsors. Like I understand you gotta show out for your sponsors, but it all clashes. It all clashes.
Dude, it's horrible. It's just a bunch of different colors that do not mix together whatsoever. And again, not a big fan of the number. I don't like. I kind of get where they're going because VR 46 like is part of the name. But like, dude, I don't know. I'm just not a fan. And it's really sad to say that because I usually like VR 46 and I like everybody in it. Like
I mean, two years ago, the gray with the yellow, it worked. It wasn't cool. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. I would say. I mean, probably put it in the it's all right category. Yeah. But the white just I can't.
I think last year they were just trying to make a statement with the color, right? With the whole the bright neon color. I think that they were trying to make a statement. They realized the statement didn't really work that well, so they're still trying to kind of keep with that. And be like, okay, like we can't like completely just abolish that, but I think to an extent they kind of understood that it didn't go as expected. You know what I mean?
I get that. I'm fully on board with that. So now let's go to KTM factory and satellite because I didn't feel like putting the same bike twice when the only difference was the small like sponsor.
Yeah, it's like one little decal.
It's the decal underneath and then on the top there. It's so tiny. And low key, I feel bad for Acosta.
Yeah.
I mean, Acosta's first year was on the gas red, and he's been trying to get that orange and blue. He had to work for it. He had to prove himself to get the orange and blue, and then now they're just doing it for everyone.
It's just, yeah. I don't know. I know KTM's going through it right now.
Yeah, they probably. I mean, they probably
We'll,
didn't.
we'll leave that for the pod, but I'm sure.
Um,
Let's just get to the colorways. Honestly, dude, I've always liked KTM
yeah, I
colorways.
mean, it's
I think
it's still really nice.
I think they look really good, but I cannot put it in She's Purdy just because they literally both of them have they're the exact same bike.
Yeah.
We have 4 of the same bikes on the fucking grid now instead of just 2, and it throws me off. Like, it's not cool. Like, how difficult that's going to be. I already struggle trying to find all the people.
Yeah,
I mean, the fucking
we're gonna see 4 KTM's and we'll be like, all right, is that Acosta, Anea, Maverick, or Brad Binder? I don't know.
Yeah, like. We don't know. We can, usually kind of who's in the
we'll be able to tell by like the rider's helmet, but like, when they're all on the grid at the start, we're gonna see someone fall back and be like, all right, who is that?
Yeah, like who just fell back 3 places?
Who crashed? Like,
yeah, but okay, it's all right.
It was much easier when it was a 50-50. Now it's a 25% chance of guessing correct.
Exactly. I get it. They're a little broke or whatever. But fucking make it a little different.
Now, bottom 2 teams. Hopefully, we'll be better. But Yamaha,
they're kind of in the same boat with the Ducati and KTM. They didn't really change.
Yeah, but
I think the blue is a staple when it comes to this racing thing. I think obviously you have the red, which is Ducati, and you have the blue. Like, I feel like those are like the 2 colors you see the most, and the orange of KTM usually. But like, those are the 2 colors that you see a lot. I don't know if I'm okay putting that in Purdy, just because I feel like ever since I've been watching this shit, which has not been for long,
it's been the exact same livery.
The exact same thing. Like, I don't know if
there's always like very subtle differences.
But it's like, dude, it's the same. Like, when I think of Yamaha, I will forever think of a blue bike with the black, like under part accents, and then the fucking little green monster slash. That's what I think about every time, and every year it looks exactly what I imagine it to look like in my head.
I'm a little more lenient to the Sheep Purdy. Kind of because it is an iconic look. It's always that blue black with the monster logo. It is very nice. It is. I mean, she is Purdy. She is a Purdy livery.
Like, I almost wish we have like a in between of the She's Purdy and It's All Right.
Like, she Purdy, but she the same.
Yeah.
But then Ducati, Yamaha, and KTM would all just.
It's like, instead of She Purdy, it's like she's all right, but she got a good personality. You know what I mean? It's like, she's a
She Purdy, but she's super cool. Good. Like, she Purdy, but she's super cool.
yeah, got a good personality. So we'll leave it up there for now, because honestly, I don't think a whole lot of these are going to go into the Sheep Purdy.
Yeah, I think this next one, because I'm gonna cut to the next one.
I'm gonna be honest, the next one's kind of tough.
I like it.
I like it a lot,
but I also hate it.
I kind of love it.
I like it a lot. The purple and blue works really well, but the red accents that they keep sliding in, like on the leathers, and
Pat, okay, look, you control the mouse. All I'm gonna say is I think this is my number 2.
This is your number 2.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I really like the purple. I don't know what it's doing to me, but it's doing something to me. I give you full control. If you were to put this in matte, put it in matte.
No. I'm not going below. I mean, it's all right. For me, I'm somewhere kind of between these 3. I'm not quite sure. So I'm feeling Sheep Purdy, but like above.
Yeah, put it above Yamaha.
Like above Yamaha, below Ducati, Sheep Purdy. Because, I mean,
I rock with that.
I mean, purple's my favorite color. I love purple.
It's
and I love the blue accent. I do.
So pretty. It's so pretty.
But I just, something
You know,
about when I look at it kind of throws me off. I can't put it into words, and I wish I
you
could.
know, I do agree if they somehow were able to take off that red and change some of the white like lettering to black or something, I think this would be like the number
Yeah,
one bike,
I can agree with that.
honestly.
Yeah, like
Because dude, I
it's
don't know
almost it's
why purple and blue work so well, but it's working so well on this bike. It's insane.
because they kind of morph, but they don't. Like they're separate but same. Like it's
Yeah.
I
I don't
yeah.
know. It really works for me. I think I'm excited to see it. On the track. Obviously, I haven't watched anything yet. I haven't watched any of the testing. I'm
I think
excited
once I
to
see it
see
on the
how it looks.
track, I might have a different view of it.
Yeah, honestly, that's gonna be like make it or break it for me. Like if it looks good on the
Mm.
track, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm glad I like that as my number two. If it
Mm.
looks bad, obviously,
We're
but
happy where it's at.
yeah. So I'm cool with it being in Sheep Purdy. I don't know why, dude. The purple was just it's so nice. Purple's so nice.
Purple is so nice. It's such a good color. But
It is, brother. Oh my god.
let's go on to the Hondas. Now, no more Repsol. So I had predicted that they would go with the classic HRC Honda livery like they got, which I love.
You did say
I
that.
love.
I like it. I like it better than their past ones. I'm in between Sheep Purdy and it's all right. I think I'm more on the
Mm.
Sheep Purdy side, though. I'm pretty sure. I think I'm more on the Sheep Purdy side.
I can agree with that. I I personally, as someone who likes to scrounge through the Facebook Marketplace every once in a while, and dream, that is definitely a library I see a lot, and I like the MotoGP kind of feel to it,
Yeah, it just I don't know, man. It looks like a race bike. That's all
and
I gotta say.
and
It just
it for sure like. Whenever they're selling bikes, people would be like, "Yo, I got the same library as a MotoGP bike. My bike is a MotoGP bike."
dude, a little bit off topic, not really. I went to a car show a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Saw a bike there with a Repsol Honda
Mm.
livery. I
Yeah,
was like, yo, that's kind of sick, dude. Like your
it's
bike.
yeah, it's
It was just cool to see, like to actually just see someone pull up to like a car show with that.
mm-hmm.
It was really
The
cool.
Repsol Honda livery was iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, they had it for ever, so I mean, it was iconic. But
Very much so. Very much so. I agree.
I think it's a very simple sheep herding. Now, Idemitsu,
Dude, I'm so. These next two are probably the hardest two to rank for me personally
mm,
because I just don't know how I feel about them
mm,
at all. Like, dude,
I
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think Inamitsu is kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like I don't really fucking like it. It's like I think it's kind of cool, but then I also look at it from a
I
glance, like, oh, it's kind of
I
kind of eh.
like I like that there's less of that like brown that they had
Yeah,
last year. I like that. Um, I like that it's more kind of red and white than it has been.
well, because before it was like red, white, and then dark also, so it was
Yeah,
like weird. It
yeah.
was, but like now I'm kind of glad they kind of picked a side instead of trying to just like be white and dark.
Mm,
So that I like that better. But then again, it's just like I just like darker bikes more so.
mm.
Like I'm not usually crazy about white bikes.
As
Yeah. So I don't know. Honestly, I'm in between on it's all right and meh. That's where I'm like I know that I see you,
I
you know,
don't think it's as
loving
bad
them
as
both.
I don't think it's as bad as the track house.
No, I think Trackhouse is bottom barrel. I think it's literally on the verge of being mega ass.
Yeah.
like it's on the verge.
So
So
I'm feeling maybe like meh, but not top of meh.
dude, it's like so close to being all right.
Yeah, like it's
There's just
like
something missing. I don't know what is missing, but something just feels like it's missing. It just feels
it feels
so
basic.
barren.
It feels basic.
Yes,
Like so
it feels
basic.
like it feels like there's nothing there.
Right. Like it's Like they got the logo, and then we're like, all right, let's just put some color on it because
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, some people might really like that. Some
I
people might
I
think
can
that looks beautiful.
I can absolutely completely understand the people that are saying, it's pretty,
Yeah,
the
I
the
get it.
sheep pretty. I completely get it. It's just I don't know. I'm yeah.
To me, I just need a little more. I need a little more like pizzazz when it comes to these fucking bikes. Like I expect a lot. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. I mean,
I
this
expect
is
them
the
to come with their
top.
A game
This is
when
the
it comes
top
to
of the
looks.
line.
Like, I don't know. That's all I really gotta say about it. I like it. It's just it feels too basic. I could say the same thing for Trackhouse. Trackhouse is very, very
Mhm.
basic. It's
Yeah,
just two colors. That's all they have going for them.
and that
Like
second color is
fucking horrible. Like, but see, that's why they're both in matte. They're
right.
both just kind of not a whole lot going on there.
All right.
So I'm confident in our mess. I think
I
we
like
have,
our mez. I like our mez. Now, the last
dude.
and maybe the least.
This one's been like I could put this in any category. I'm so confused with it. Like it's the exact same thing as last year. It
But
still looks good, but like I
it's up.
still am
Yeah, it's
so.
updated. It's updated, and
It is.
it's not as cigarette
I
packy.
like I like where they put the red. Let's put it that way. I
Mm.
like where they put the
I
red.
like
The red
the red
looks
accents are
a lot
nice.
better. Because beforehand it was literally just like two red stripes. Now it's like their whole like that whole like little front end kind of is red. I think that looks a lot better than last year, even though it is kind of like a copy and paste almost of what they were already doing. But I do think this cigarette carton has upgraded.
Yes, it's definitely gone from like Camel Crush to Marlboro Red.
It's really weird hearing this from me because I know I'm pretty sure last year I
you
dogged
you
it for
dogged it
looking.
hard.
I
This
dogged
you
it
hate
so hard.
you might have hated it more than the VR46 last year.
Dude, it was like top tier because I turned you into a hater.
Because
You were like, I like it.
I kind of liked it at first, and
Yeah,
then
I was like, yeah, it kind of looks like a cigarette carton. You're like, fuck. Like, it does. God
you
damn it.
ruined the whole image for me. I was like, oh, that's kind of
So
But
if I'm being honest, like
this
I think
definitely reminds me more of like an IMSA car,
mm-hmm.
which I like a lot more. It
Yeah.
definitely like last year. It looks like they tried to make it something like a car, like an IMSA car. This for sure is like an IMSA car.
And to be honest though, I'm still not crazy about the green. I don't know what it is. The green
You just hate green.
throws me off a little bit. It's just like I don't know if it's like too light. I feel like maybe a darker green will look better. I don't know. It's just the green and the red, dude. It still throws me off a little bit. Like I like it a lot better. I think all right is cool. I'm
Yeah.
either in the all right or meh.
Yeah,
Definitely not. She's pretty.
No,
Definitely
because
not there.
it's definitely an
Honestly,
improvement. Definitely an improvement. It does look nice, but it's not. It's again, it's just like kind of missing something, or
yeah.
has too much of something. There's something about it. It's like it's nice. I like it, and I'm not gonna hate on it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way and customize a bike in a video game to look like it.
No, never. Never. Honestly, though, with that being said, I do think the only thing that we need to change on this list is switching Grassini and KTM. Honestly, I think KTM looks better.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. I think this is a great list.
I absolutely
Obviously,
agree.
we created it, so of course I think it's great.
I mean,
But
this is the only list that matters. I mean,
if you disagree, that's your opinion. Your opinion's probably wrong, but it's okay. So we have the correct answers for you guys. If you don't have an opinion, this is
so whenever you guys go
this is
into
the
like
basis.
arguments with other people and they're like, "No, Trackhouse is the best," you can be like, "Well, actually, it's meh,"
Yeah, actually, it is meh. It's almost mega ass. You can tell them that. You can tell them it's almost mega ass,
It's almost
but
mega
it's not.
ass.
Yeah. But they're
I like-
lucky VR46 was here. They're lucky.
I
I'll tell you
like
that much.
I like that we only have one absolute butte because I think
I do too. Honestly,
I think now I will say Aprilia has kind of had the same livery, and we've been hard on others for that fact. But there's just something,
dude.
So
they just make it look so good,
crispy,
so
and like, because you see that on the track and it looks pretty. You see it in a showroom and it's gleaming.
It's fucking. I think last year they were also our top tier.
They won.
I think they were number one. Yeah, they were, dude. They have just been killing the fucking game. These guys, they understand that this sleek, like almost nighttime kind of look, like you want the dark accents with a little bit of like the
colors. Red. The colors just pop. I mean, it's a dark bite, but then the accents shape it,
dude, and it's beautiful. It's so like, oh my god,
like the
dude, like
who was one of those dudes that made like those really dope like sculptures that are in museums?
Fucking Michelangelo type shit.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, like Michelangelo type. Like the black is the quartz like slab, and then the accents shape the god depicted.
The accents is David's dick. All right, so like it's.
Prime piece.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all I gotta say on that.
Oh.
Aprilia accents are David's dick, and that is the end of the story. That's why it's great.
Well, all right then.
Yeah.
This is our tier list. This is the Motograndpodcast tier list, and
yeah, if you disagree, you're wrong. So,
all right.
Hope you agree.
Well, we'll probably transition now into
probably kind of hand motions.
News.
You can't see my hand motions, but I'm doing them.
But
so
we're doing some hand motions, and whoosh, we're back. So
no way.
Tier list over.
It's done.
It's perfect.
It's pretty great. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If you don't like it, you suck.
We've said it once. Say it again. It's great.
I'll say it 20 times. It's perfect. Nothing wrong with it at all.
Yes, but as we said, it is time to get into the testing results. So the Malaysia test 2025 has brought up some questions, maybe answers that we won't see for a while. For instance, Raul Fernandez, he's down and out. I haven't seen an update on that yet. Digi, same thing. I know Martin, with his crash, he has now gotten surgery and gotten a rod put in his hand.
Holy shit! I did not know that.
Yeah, so he had
that's crazy.
He had fractured his hand or something, and there's now a rod in there, which should mean he'll be fine by, Thailand, because they're now starting in Thailand and not Qatar or Portimao.
Did they give an official release date for him, or is it just kind of like they're hoping he's better by then?
I haven't seen an official release date yet, or release date, date back,
whatever,
healthy day back.
But
the biggest thing is Martin has missed the big testing weekend.
Yes. Which, sucks for him, but I'm happy. So
this was the most critical weekend for Martin, I think.
I think it's most critical for most people.
Yeah.
It helps you get a feel for a new bike, it helps you
lets teams test things.
Get a new feel for everything.
I know Honda is trying a new rear wing on Somcat's bike. It looks rough. It is a cinder block back there. It is
funky.
Yeah, dude, you got to see that. It's I don't even know
What
how
it
to describe
what is
it.
it? It's a what?
The rear wing, it's or the rear fender, I guess would be what it's called. But it just looks like a block. Like it looks like it was built in Minecraft type. it's it's bulky.
I don't know what to fucking look up to find that. So I'll
It's
just
it's on Instagram somewhere. Well, I'll look up a picture and put it right here. So like,
so you guys know, but I still don't.
look at that.
Wow.
You know it's funny always doing these because like I'm just looking at my ceiling, or should I look?
Yeah, and
Hang on, hang on.
it's all on you to actually put that image in there. So
If I'm lazy, I'm doing something crazy right now.
it's all on you if you think about it.
But that's new and interesting, and it looks like they're kind of keeping it. But Martin missing out on this. Martin's on a new bike. It's a new year. Pecco, same bike. It only, I think he improved from last year.
Maybe like a second or so.
Not by like a little bit. I think it was like a millisecond or so, which is still a lot. But the biggest improvement was factory Yamaha. So Quartararo had said they improved 0.6 seconds in 5 years. They improved 0.8 this year.
So I don't know if they're cheating or not, but
he might have cut a few corners that the FIM stewards didn't see.
But honestly, though,
it's legal.
at this point, you know, he's not going to ruin Pecco's win streak. Okay, I'm all for.
The championship win streak's already ruined.
Exactly. So I'm all for Quartararo, you know, coming out the fucking woodworks with some crazy shit. Like, dude,
that would be insane.
Really, like, Yamaha really, like, actually, you know, busted their ass, fixed their bike, made it good, and Quartararo's a contender. I'm cool with that. That's gonna be great content.
I have said this for years. I personally think Quartararo is the most talented rider on the grid.
Obviously, I disagree.
Just raw talent. Now, I could be wrong. I could be very biased. But if Yamaha has figured out how to put a competent bike under him, we might see more than just Marquez, Bagnaia, and Martin in the front.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, I do think Quartararo is top 3. I think he is up there with Pecco and Martin if he has a sufficient bike. Because I've seen that dude race. Dude's fucking crazy. He's good. He knows what he's doing on a bike.
I mean, if you think about it, last year, he got a podium in a sprint on a bike a second slower than everyone else.
Oh, dude, like he's really good. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think he is top 3 for sure. Like, actual just skillful riders. You cannot, you know, displace Pecco or Martin. I think at this point, like, they're clearly top 2 guys.
I can get on board with that. I mean, they've been the top 2 guys for years.
Yeah, I just don't think you can displace those guys whatsoever. Everyone else, though, I think you can. Like, for sure, I think everyone else you can. Obviously, I think Acosta is probably going to be up there soon.
Potentially.
Like
this is the weird part. This is the weird part for me. What is KTM going to be this year?
Dude, what's KTM going to be next year?
Is KTM going to be next year?
That's the real question, because we don't know.
I mean, if KTM can put, you know, a decent bike under Acosta showed on also a not great bike that he can run up in the front. I mean, last year he made a lot of mistakes, but when you watched his interviews and listened to like, so why do you keep making these mistakes? He said, I'd rather crash out a third than play it safe at 15th. That's
dude.
He's
a smart guy, you know?
He's getting that experience fighting at the top.
dude, and he wants to win too. Like he's got that dog in him. You know, he's got that dog in him. He's up there, and he wants to be up there. He wants to be number one. I don't think he's gonna stop until he wins. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, 100%.
And I think once he wins, I don't think he's gonna stop with just one. Like
No.
he wants to win as much as he can.
It's just
And
the question.
I'm so excited to see that motherfucker this year. I really hope KTM has a somewhat sufficient bike so he can show out. And if not, I hope next year he really gets a chance to shine with like a better team.
There is kind of a rumor mill that Acosta would go to Ducati. Some people were speculating that he would get put onto Ducati this year. That's not going to happen with contracts and everything set. That won't happen. Now, I'm sure there are some weird loopholes that could potentially get him onto Ducati halfway through the season.
Yeah, I'm sure if like something happened with KTM, or you know, like they're already having issues.
Or like the last like 3 races, he can like leave KTM or something, or like retire, and then Ducati sign him on as like a test rider, and I think they get 3 races. 2 test riders get 2 or 3 races they can join in, which would be kind of funny. The last like 3 rounds, Acosta just hops on a Ducati as a test rider.
Dude, it'd be insane
just to see what he's got. But that's a speculation for later in the season if KTM's struggling. Because what if with KTM's money problems, they haven't been able to develop that bike? They haven't been able to pay anyone to develop that bike. So it might be the same exact bike as last year. Now that would mean Acosta would be getting an upgrade, but he's essentially still on a satellite bike. He's still a year behind.
He's still going to be behind. He's still going
to be a year behind, which is unfair.
Mm-hmm.
But that is.
I mean, like I get it. You know, KTM's going through it. They're going through the fucking works right now. So like, I do feel sorry for them, but it's like I still. I think it'd be crazy though if we do get to see Acosta on Ducati next year. I know it's going to be a big change for him because he's, you know, KTM boy, loves his KTMs. I think it's going to be a change, but I think he's one of those guys. He can adapt very well to changes.
He's been a part of that KTM crew from the beginning of his career.
But like I said, he's good at adapting. Like I know he probably wouldn't want to. Like clearly he is in KTM right now because that's what he wants, you know. Mm-hmm. And he's very vocal about like liking KTM and wanting to stick with them. But I mean, if something does happen to KTM and they can't, you know, be there next year,
yeah, he's also come out and said that I want to win, and if KTM can't help him win, I think he's not going to stay. Yeah, he was staying with KTM because he believed KTM could help, was up and coming, and could get him that win because they were. At that time, they were on the way up. And now they're...
But dude, just think about that motherfucker on the fastest bike. Oh, I gotta say, just think about him on the fastest bike.
Hear me out.
He's already an issue.
Depending on how Martin and Bezzecchi do on the factory Aprilia this year, what if he goes Aprilia? If Aprilia is a competitive bike,
I think Bezzecchi could get kicked from them.
I could see it because Ducati. What are you going to put Acosta on? Factory is locked up by Bagnaia. Marquez has already signed, I think, a 3-year contract. So
I think it's 2. I hope it's 2. God, if it's 3, I'm gonna be so sad.
It's 2 or 3 years, but regardless, that means there's no factory seat open next year. So they would have to put him on a satellite team, which the satellite Ducati teams that get the brand new bike, I believe, is VR46. And then you would boot out either Digi or Morbidelli. Morbidelli was pretty fast in testing. It would be Digi.
It's really cool to see, though. Sorry to cut you off, but it's really cool to see Morbidelli put numbers up. He's a cool guy. You don't really see a whole lot of them. Like you see him every now and then, but it's cool to see him like showing out for the test. I like that.
Morbidelli, I think, is one of those cases of what if.
Yeah,
Because he when he came into MotoGP on like satellite bikes, he showed a lot of pace. I think he was satellite Yamaha, and he was like kind of fighting that top 3 championship, much like Bez. And then he went to factory when factory Yamaha started going downhill, and then he just happened to be the second rider that just kind of got the short end of the stick. So he definitely has the talent and has had the talent prior.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
He could maybe this year he could be a little extra special.
I would love to see it. But honestly, I think it would be great.
I think VR46 only got one factory bike, and I think it's Digi's.
Yeah.
I think Digi's on the factory bike, which is great for Digi. Digi can finally prove himself, but this is a huge year for Digi then. If Digi doesn't produce,
he's gone.
He's gone.
He is gone. Like we love the guy. You know we do.
We've been fighting for Digi to stay since we started this podcast, but
it gets to the point, man.
This is Digi's last year. If he doesn't prove that he belongs.
I mean, let's be honest. We thought it was Digi's last year, but then he started popping off a little bit. He had some good races. Like he was being a little consistent. He wasn't like, he obviously was not like first or second, but like he was doing great. Like he was doing so good. It was like to the point where like if you did like get a rookie instead of him, instead of like replacing someone else, it was kind of like why?
Yeah,
it just didn't make sense why you'd get rid of Digi instead of like someone else,
right?
Essentially,
he slotted himself in enough of a position to be worth picking up instead of a rookie. Like if you had to replace a guy, let's go for Digi. Yeah, let's go for Digi instead of Furman Aldegué.
Exactly. Fuck that guy.
Which Grassini.
God.
Dude, it still blows my mind that Furman got that MotoGP ride before the start of the season.
Dude, it made 0 sense. 0 sense. Like, dude, you have so long to decide that. Like, there was no need.
You had
no one else was fighting for him.
You had the entire first half of the Moto2 season to realize, oh, this might be a mistake.
And it was. I think it is a huge mistake. I think it's stupid. I think they signed him. What was it? Like a 2-year contract or whatever the fuck it was? I think that's just a waste of 2 years. I'm going to be honest. I don't think he's cut out for GP. I don't think he's going to make it. Like, I pull for people to make it. I just don't think he's ready at all. Maybe he'll surprise me. Maybe he'll fucking do good at some point during this year. I don't know.
That is one thing. We never know how someone's going to transition. Who knows? Maybe he's just more suited for MotoGP, and maybe that's what Ducati saw. They saw his riding style and felt that was more suited for a MotoGP bike than a Moto2 bike. The one thing is, though, along the kind of the same lines of that is Somcat Chandra.
I just love that guy.
I love Somcat
so much.
A happy Somcat is a happy life.
But he's not gonna win any races. Let's put it like that. He's not gonna win.
Should he be on a GP bike? It's about like when Yamaha signed Darren Binder from Moto3. Like they needed someone, and he was willing to do it.
Yeah.
And Idemitsu sticks with, Asian riders, which, they stick to their faithful, and I can respect that. And Ayaguro was not about to go on.
Yeah,
I know for a fact Idemitsu was like, you're our guy. Come on. And he was like, I don't want to be fighting Augusto Fernandez in the back. I'm sorry.
I bet Idemitsu literally probably cleared their thing. Like, all right, we're gonna get I. I was like, I don't want to sign.
So they're like, who else was who else was good in Moto 2? And someone was like, well, Somcat had a few good races.
Tomcat's Asian.
So,
Yeah, it's literally, I guarantee that it was something along those lines of how that happened.
Had to have been.
Because Cat was never on like my top 5 to be moved up at all. Like we always loved the guy. I think he's great, but he was never top 5 in Moto 2 to be moved up at all.
I think after Somcat's racing career, when he's looking for a job, I think he should be in the booth.
I think that'd be awesome.
Or
I think
that would be amazing.
You would do so well with that.
Yeah, just Somcat walking around.
Somcat is interviewing you. Imagine Somcat's interviewing you.
How
are you sad?
Like, that was a great race. Like, how do you feel? Like, I know you got third and you got like bumped out of first, but you rode incredible. Tell us about it.
Like, how do you talk negatively after that?
How are you like? How do you be sad?
Yeah. Like,
or like,
I feel like
someone crashes, like top rider crashes out. And he comes up. He's like, "Hey man, I know that really sucked and all, but I've been there. We've all been there. You rode great. Is there any positive takeaways from this?" And that you got to be like, you know what? I was riding well. I had a slight mistake. We're going on to the next one. Like, and then you leave like,
I think he'll have a great career doing that.
I'm not in charge of the hiring, but whoever's in those booths needs to be like, yo, Somcat, once this contract ends, I got another one for you.
Like, yo, you should not go to Superbike.
Like, I understand that you have no like practice or prior experience in this. We will teach you. You can
just talk and be happy.
You can start with We'll start you with Moto 3 to get your feet wet for like a month, and then once you're think you've got it, we'll bump you up to GP.
Oh, love that guy, but no, he's not lasting.
I know Augusto Fernandez is over the moon that he can finally beat someone consistently.
Bro, you know how great he probably feels to be the best guy.
Not last.
I'm number one.
Yeah,
but yeah. Speaking of number one, though, what's up with Alex Marquez thinking he can just come out here and win stuff? Like, just relax, brother. You're still gonna suck.
I mean, granted, that was probably like that's just 1 lap speed. Anyone can throw on some softs and have a quick 1 lap speed. I try to look, in the testing more so like their race times.
Consistency type.
Yeah, and I have bad news. In the sprint race simulation, do you know who was fastest by like a lot?
If you're gonna say a really stupid name who's really old and really gay, I don't want to fucking hear it.
I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. But
if his name starts with Mark and ends with bitch, I don't want to fucking don't want to hear it. All right.
Now that is just a sprint simulation. It's not a whole race, and as we know, sprint races and regular races are 2 very different things. However, Martin made his bread and butter last year on those sprint race wins.
He essentially won off of being the best at sprints and being
because Bagnaia
consistent races. That's how he won.
Bagnaia tied or set the record for most race wins in a single season.
Dude, he had like 8.
He had 11.
That's what I meant. Like,
or
fucking dude,
10 or 11, something crazy. Like,
dude, it was stupid. Like, and he lost. Like, if you looked at his race season and you compare that, I know that previous years we didn't have the sprints, but like if you just look at what he did during the races and you compare that to every other champion, dude, you think he's the fucking like king of the fucking world. Like he looks so incredibly good based on his stats. Even if he had those 3 DNFs or whatever the fuck, I don't care. He just looked so great, and he lost. And it really hurts me to say that he lost because like I still believe he's the fastest I think he's the best. I think he's the fastest. I think he's better than Martin for sure. Martin's so fucking good at
Martin
those
was so consistent.
so consistent. That motherfucker did not like to crash. Pecco had his issues there at the beginning. I know he did. Like
I
he
mean,
was
Martin kind of kept him in it a little bit with the mishap in Mazzano with the tire change or the bike swap,
yeah.
and he did have a few key moment DNFs that kept Pecco's hopes alive. But in the end, Pecco did just have one or two too many mistakes.
Yeah.
That being
It was
said,
rough.
I mean, I think it was this. I think the stat with the race wins, it was like Rossi, Marquez, Agostini, and I think Casey Stoner were the four other riders who had 10 race wins in a season. And in every season that they had those amount of race wins, they won the championship.
By like a good bit.
Yeah. Well, now to
yeah,
be fair,
he had 11 race wins.
those seasons were 16, 17, maybe 15 race seasons. They weren't as long, and they also didn't have sprint races. So that
that's
more races, with more races, I think we're going to start to see more of those records broken, or more of those like big number stats kind of affect how the outlook of things are. Like winning, essentially, last year proved that winning 10 races in a season is not enough. You can't just win, 10 to 12 races. You need to be at least top 5 every race to be competitive.
It just
limit the crashes as much as possible.
I would say it just shows how crucial those DNFs really are with the sprint and the race. Like if you don't do well in the sprint, you don't get many points. You only get a good amount of points if you're like top 5 in sprints. Other than that, you only get a couple points. And if you don't do well in that, and then you crash in the race, dude, that you gained like 5
and
points.
Your competitors say gets third and third.
Yeah, and they just went up like 20.
Mm-hmm.
And you went up like 5.
Yeah, you just lost 15 points, which, if you get third and they DNF, then you get up 1 point. Like, that's a huge margin to come back from in just one weekend. You have one poor weekend and your opponent has a decent weekend, and it's a complete different ballgame.
Also, there's the aspect of like if you just have a bad sprint and your opponent has a good sprint, then even if you get first in the race, but they also do well, like if they get like first in the sprint, like Martin does a lot, and then Martin will probably be like third place in the race. Even if you get first in that race, it's like it didn't really matter.
You're still losing points that weekend.
Yeah, like it didn't really it mattered, but it's not.
I mean, it helped mitigate the damage of a poor sprint race, but it's
you're still losing.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like I'm still kind of iffy about the sprints. I think they're cool, and I think it does give that extra factor of like, hey, like you need to be on your A game this
for
whole
longer.
weekend, just for one day. Mm-hmm. Like you can't really fuck around on Saturdays.
Yeah, all right. Saturdays are very crucial now.
Yeah,
I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I like the sprints and the fact that there's more points on the board, so it does make it so if you are far behind in the points, you can chop away at it and make an easier comeback. But at the same time, it's it's like a double-edged sword. Like you can definitely make a comeback easier, but you can also get that lead stretched out a lot easier.
Exactly. No, I mean it's very interesting. It's really hard for me to speak on it because I've only been watching this sport for 3 years now.
3-4 years now.
So I mean, more than half the years I've been watching have had sprints in them. Mm-hmm. So it's like I'm literally like in the middle. It's like the first season, maybe first 2 seasons I watched did not have it. Since then, it's all I've known. in the first 2 seasons, I didn't even care that much. I was just kind of there. Like, I was kind of watching. I love Pecco, but like, I didn't really watch everyone. Now I watch everyone. And it's like I'm still mainly all I mainly know is the sprints. So like, I do kind of wish that we didn't have it just so I could experience that more. Because I think it'd be cool. Because like,
I
dude, that
think
first season I watched where Pecco made that comeback,
was awesome.
that was insane, and he did that with 0 sprints.
Yeah, that was the pre-sprint era.
That was crazy. Like watching someone do that gap lead, like that comeback with that same exact lead, it would still be impressive, but it wouldn't be as impressive.
Well, the thing is, I think if the sprints did exist, Pecco wouldn't have won that season. Because it would have, because it would have given Quartararo more opportunities to get points. It wasn't just all on Sunday, because Quartararo had 3-4 bad single days, but he was always good throughout the whole weekend. He just got a little unlucky on Sunday. So if he did good on those Saturdays, then it would have been a harder margin for Pecco to get back on.
It's very tearing because like I don't know if it's easier with the sprints or harder. Like it's so, like, I'm so like confused. Also,
it's both.
I don't know if they plan on adding that onto Moto 2 or at some point or 3. I don't know if that's just gonna forever be like
that would be interesting, but I don't think they will, just because of if you add sprint races to those classes, then every race would go to dark.
That's fair. You know how nerve-wracking that'd be though to move up to GP and you have to like learn to battle with the big dogs. You also have to learn how to fucking do a sprint.
Yeah, it's intense. Like for rookies, sprint races gotta be.
Dude, I'd be shitting my pants. Are you kidding me?
Shitting your britches?
I'll be shitting my britches.
Britches be shitting.
You fucking right. It's just, I don't know. It's very crazy. I don't know. I do like them, but I think it does make the weekend more interesting. I will say that.
I think they need to go a little more F1 style with the sprints.
In what way?
Not every weekend.
Oh.
Like maybe once every 4 rounds or every 5 rounds, you know? Or like at special tracks. But yeah, so like every so often it's like, okay, this is a sprint weekend. Which would then make the sprint races that absolutely valuable. That would make them super valuable because of those extra points that you can get in that moment. And then it makes it so, Sunday's still the most important day for most of the season, and then sprint weekends, there's a little more added pressure onto that Saturday.
I kind of like that because, like we were saying, it's like these sprints give you so many more points. Like, dude, what did Martin have? Like almost like 500 points now. Like it's like we're up to like 500.
The points,
dude,
the points total are
many points.
Insane.
That's so many points.
Let me see. Can I?
Hey, let me look it up. Yeah, it says Martin had 508 and Pecco had 498.
That's insane.
Dude, that's so many points.
Especially when, like, 10 years ago, guys were winning championships on, like, 250, 300.
Dude, I just looked up 2022 when Pecco beat Quartararo. Pecco had 265. And that was an insane year,
Yeah, that was a huge year.
And he had 265.
Jesus.
And then the year after that, 2023, that's when they got the sprints going on. 467 from Pecco. And then this year, it went up more because, Pecco and Martin have been battling the whole year. So obviously, Bro had over 500. But it's just like, that's a big jump. That's 200 more points, dude. 200 more points than the top guy has. Literally from 2022 to 2023, Pecco had 202 points more exactly, which is crazy. Absolutely insane.
Okay, so Formula One this coming up year, of their 24 races, 6 of them have sprint races.
That's kind of cool. Like,
That's
because it might make them like
that's one
pay
every
more
that's
attention to them.
that's like one every 4 races.
Yeah,
And which makes
maybe they'll go in that direction because I mean, they have the same, was it like sponsor now or media thing? I don't.
I think it's just the media team that controls it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I don't think it's the stewards or the rule makers are the same. Which, from what I hear from my Formula One friends, is a good thing. Apparently, F1 stewards are terrible, but
really?
Well, to get off topic, and I know this is a MotoGP podcast, but Formula One has it so you can hear like what the drivers are saying to their pit crews and everything. They're not allowed to cuss anymore, which is insane for someone driving a 200-mile-an-hour plus death trap. If they get in a wreck, they're gonna cuss.
What do you want me to do?
Like, I know for a fact that every single rider in MotoGP right now in a corner, if someone's like getting closer, like motherfucker, like they're not saying, "Oh golly, oh gosh."
So I would love to hear the riders like a
rider mic'd up would be nuts.
Oh my god!
None of it would be in English. None of it would be in English. It would all be their native tongue. We would need translators.
Dude, I bet it should be so much drama though.
Oh my
god! Oh, this fucking piece of shit cut me off.
Especially like, you know when like riders get, you know, one rider crashes out the other and they're yelling at each other. I want to know what they're saying.
Dude, they're definitely saying slurs. Like, they gotta be, dude.
There's gotta be some like foreign slurs that I've never heard of being thrown at each other.
If they're saying insults I've never even heard, like, they gotta be.
Like, an insult I can use. And just confused.
I don't know what it means, so I can say it.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Oh my god. Nah, dude. I wish we could just go back and just watch all the times that Marc Marquez crashed somebody out and see what they were saying to him.
Oh.
I know they were tearing him a fucking new one.
I know they're going in on him. But, alright. I think it is time.
Is it time?
To pull out the book.
Oh no, we have a book? What's in the book? I don't know what's in the book. I'm scared.
Predictions, my boy. Wait, this is the wrong book. This is not the book. Oh, here it is.
Wait, when's our first race? What's
so the first race? At the time of this recording, the first race
end of February, right?
Is end of February. I can't click on my calendar. It is February 28th to March 2nd, so it's in
Thailand.
3 weeks. 3 weeks. Yeah. 3 weeks from today.
Wow.
Or so, depending on when this episode comes.
The very end of February.
All right. So.
Oh, dude, I'm so scared. I don't know. It's so scary to do predictions on the very first race because, dude, you just don't fucking know.
No idea. You
have no idea what's going to happen.
There is nothing to base this off of
at all.
Even
I don't even know who the fuck's all in like Moto 2 and 3 at this point. I don't even know their names.
I'm gonna be real honest. They haven't even had a test yet.
these dudes are just fucking raw dogging it.
They
don't know what's going on.
They have not had a test yet. I don't even know who the rookies in Moto 3 are yet. I haven't even looked at
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, who can I root for? I don't know.
All right, you know what? We have gone kind of long, so I think in a week or two we're gonna come back and do a predictions episode after Moto 2 and Moto 3 have done some testing. We'll talk a little more about it. So we'll save the predictions for then, because doing it right now would be absurd. Seeming as
oh my god, dude! I'd probably say someone that's not even in the same like division. I'd be like, yeah, I think he's gonna get third, and you're like, oh, he moved up.
like yo, he retired.
No. Okay. Pecco!
Pecco's winning all 3 classes.
Oh my god! No, I like that though. We can talk about 2 and 3. I think maybe by then we can both pick a new Moto 3 rookie too.
Ooh,
we can
get a new. Yeah, we gotta pick our rookies. So I know the Moto 2, Moto 3 testing is. I know it's yeah. So it'll be February 18th through the 20th. So it'll be in Jerez. After that, it's the weekend before race 1. So after that, we'll get in and say our predictions and get ready for the MotoGP season.
Yeah, I'm so excited. But I say this year we get rookies for each class that we're rocking with.
Ooh.
All I'm saying is I'm calling dibs on Ayagura. You could fuck off. Calling dibs. All I care about. You can have first pick on Moto 2 and 3. I don't care. All I want.
You know what? That's fine. You can have Ayagura.
That's all I want. That's my baby girl. All right. That's my Pookie bear. I love that little Asian bitch.
I'm gonna have to go Furman.
We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it. Think about it.
But
I dare you.
For now, this has been the MotoGrandPodcast. So we're not ending on any predictions, but we will see y'all in a few weeks.
It's so good to be back. So good.
We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.